Yes, yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know the vibes. You're rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the source, Shanu's. Man, you see what I titled this, right? And you see the cover photo that I used. This past week has been very, very, for those of us that are not, not super fans, but we are super fans of the sport. This week has been very eye opening in regards to quote unquote the biggest fight in boxing. And I only call it that because that's the buildup for the last 5 years that, Earl Spence, Bud Crawford was the biggest fight in boxing. But yet this past week, old news has surfaced, being that it is Canelo Alvarez's fight week. But old news has surfaced with a little twist in it because it's not new that Canelo turned down the PBC offer. But what is new is that they tried to, well, they wanted the public to know that now that Earl Spence's name was in the mix with that at 164. So I say this, right? For the ones that's conscious, that's woke, that's not on a super fanism, that actually have a rational thought process and they're not emotional. They're not just ultimate Earl Spence fans. They're not ultimate PBC worshipers and things of that nature. Were they ever interested in having him fight Terrence Crawford? TGB Promotions, Tom Brown Promotions, was also the matchmaker over there. Are they confident in that fight? Yes, the Canelo Alvarez fight is probably bigger, more lucrative money. That's why they're willing to make that fight at a three weight class jump up. But I want to put this out there. Why would you? Well, I just pretty much summed it up why they would do it. The money. But why wouldn't you have him fight a man that is, you know, in his weight class and is for undisputed? Unless you are not confident that he can get the job done. Because that's still a big fight, right? Wasn't the build up for the last 5 years that this is the biggest fight in boxing? Correct me if I'm wrong, man. Like I be on the YTC every single day. You can't go a day without, the fans, the supporters, the people who do YouTube videos, the bloggers, the social media groups, without them talking about Spence Crawford, Spence Crawford. So are they confident? Is Earl confident himself? Yes, he says all the right things on Twitter. He says all the right things on social media and Instagram posts and things of that nature. But his actions show otherwise. The actions show otherwise. And after this report has surfaced this past week, that the offer was Earl Spence. So let's take into consideration this, right? Had Canelo took that deal, right? Had Canelo took that deal that the PBC offered, tomorrow's fight would have been Charlo. And possibly the September fight would have been Earl Spence at 164 if he took the deal. So think about this now, right? Were they ever really considering a Bud Crawford fight? Are they confident in that fight? I told somebody many, many years ago That fight wasn't going to happen. They don't want that fight. I've been had my suspicions on that because you know the vibes, man. The vibes, the energy says it all. They was hoping, right, that along the way, Bud would have slipped and fell and got knocked off. You know, they was hoping when they threw Sean Porter out there. Sean Porter could have possibly knocked him off. He didn't, and that was very telling sequence of events that transpired that fight week. Rewind it back, do your research, pull up the videos. Remember the press conference leading up to that fight. Tom Brown, TGB Promotions, him and Terrence Crawford exchange, words in regards to the fight and fights being made. Bud Crawford said something. It probably went over all of y'all heads because the whole time people want to say he's not getting a fight because of Bob and Bob is blocking the fight. No, they don't want the fight, man. They never did. They are trying to keep Errol Spence intact to sacrifice him to Canelo. Because that's what that is. That's a sacrifice, man. How do you have a guy who's been campaigning his whole career as a welterweight on the verge of becoming an undisputed champion, but yet you want to move him up 3 weight classes to sacrifice him? But yet the biggest fight in boxing is him and Bud. But see, you guys aren't confident. When I say you guys, Tom Brown, the matchmaker over there, the promoter over there, Team Spence, Earl Spence, they're not confident in that fight. Because like Lord of the Rings always says, if you're confident in your ability, you're gonna take the fight. Because you know you're gonna win. You're confident. But if you have doubt, you're not gonna take the fight. And that's why I guess we're not getting this fight. It's always obstacles, it's always roadblocks, it's always the goalposts being moved. It's always the goalposts being moved when it comes to the Spence Crawford fight. That's because those guys over there, they're not confident, man. They've been giving us a smoke screen for 5 years. 5 years. And like I said, they was hoping that Bud Crawford got knocked off. They was hoping that he got knocked off. Now that he didn't get knocked off, and both of these guys are still undefeated. Look, they was trying to make a side deal. A side deal. This dude is on the verge of becoming undisputed. Why would you have him fight Canelo? Canelo's not even interested in an Earl Spence fight, man. Canelo's talking about going up to heavyweight, fighting Usyk. That's real big money. Real big. Heavyweight boxing is the biggest money in the game. I don't know, man. I just go off the energy, man. That's why I always say, the vibes, man. See, a lot of channels and bloggers and fans and social media. I want to say social media characters. They just follow suit. They're not investigative reporters. They don't look at the actual facts and evidence and the moves that are being made. They just go with their emotion. If they are worshipers and, like I said, worshipers of a certain fighter, that's what they go with. That's the narrative that they go with. That fighter is not in the wrong. he's not doing wrong. You know, they're never gonna see the actual what's going on. You know, they're never gonna see what's actually going on. And you've seen that this week because when it was announced that Canelo turned down the deal, which he been turned down, and then they tied Earl Spence's name in it. You see how the Earl Spence worshipers, yes, that's what they are, they're worshipers. Their narrative was that Canelo Alvarez, who was fighting at light heavyweight, ducked a welterweight for $55 million, but yet he's making $53 million Saturday. And his deal for I think the 3-fight deal with Matchroom is $160 million. So come on, man. Like we gotta start with the narratives, man. We gotta just be what we are, fans of the sport of boxing, and come to the realization that a lot of your favorite fighters, they're moved like what they are, investments. They don't move them like warriors no more. They move them like what they are, investments. And the investment, the object of your investment is to get back the best return. And it's clear as day that they are moving Earl Spence like an investment. The best return would be for him to be sacrificed to Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford is too much of a threat. They're not confident in that fight. Because if they was confident in that fight would have been made. And Earl Spence would dog walk him, how everybody, you know, states, his fan base, his supporters, his worshipers. But yet his handlers, Tom Brown, the PBC, Al Heyman, they don't feel that same way. And it shows. It shows. Because the last piece of the puzzle is Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford. They was quick to throw him in there with Ugas. Quick to throw him in there with Danny Garcia. Quick to throw him in there with Sean Porter. Two names that they're not quick to throw him in there with. Bud Crawford, Keith Thurman. See, that's a whole nother smoke screen too. But the fans, the worshipers, they get caught up. They get caught up, right? Oh, Keith Thurman doesn't deserve the fight. He ducked Earl when Earl was when he wanted to fight him before. Cool, whatever. They can fight now. Why can't they fight now? He fought everybody else Keith Thurman fought, right? Danny, Sean. Didn't he? That's an in-house fight. See, their biggest investment now, because nobody knows if Wilder is coming back or not. Their biggest investment now is Earl Spence. God forbid Earl Spence and Bud Crawford fight and Earl Spence gets knocked off. All the buildup to get him ready for the sacrifice to Canelo is out the window. But if you follow suit, ever since they gave Canelo the money, the 45, I think what was it, 45 did he get for what's going on, guys?
I guess you want to swing over there by like that Center Court Firehouse.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
25A?
Yeah. Down there, that's where we going now?
Just grab your break or whatever you got to get.
Okay.
This shit will dump, so.
Okay.
You going to the shop.
All right.
I'm going to grab a bike.
All right.
Yeah, just chill over there.
On that service road, right by the firehouse.
Yeah, right by the, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make a dump on you right there. You can hang out. You got to do that Little Neck Road and a couple of roads over there.
All right. I'll shoot down there now. Okay, got you. Location. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Confidence isn't there, man. It's not there. Put my headset on so I can hear. The confidence is not there. It shows. And unlike these other super fanatic channels, I speak on certain things that I see. You know, I speak on it. See, these guys, I don't know if they're not allowed to. Maybe they got the memo where they can't speak on certain things, but I speak on it. As a blogger, as a journalist, I speak on it, man. And that's what it is. They don't want to make the fight, man. On the show. The evidence is like, it's just right there. It's just right there. And that's why, listen, Canelo's been turned down the PBC deal, right? Why would they come out now, right? I know it says fight week, they're clout chasing off his name and all that, but why would they come out now, right? And say that they offered the Earl Spence fight at 164 when Earl Spence has the biggest fight in boxing at his table right now with Bud Crawford. You know why? Because they want to what they did this week. They want the Earl Spence worshipers, the narrative pushers, dilute the boxing fans. They want them to talk about Earl Spence and Canelo, that Canelo ducked him. Meanwhile, the 5-year buildup is built up already with him and Bud. So you got to pay attention. You got to wake up, man. A lot of y'all got to wake up, man. And take into consideration what's really going on. What's really going on. And that's what's really going on. That whole team over there. Tom Brown is a matchmaker. They're not confident in that match against him and Bud. Sure, certainly they come on Twitter. They're all on Instagram with the confidence. But the actual energy and the confidence is not there. It's not there. Because what is the roadblock now? What is the roadblock now? His side of the street is cleaned up already. Cleaned up, right? It was on the verge of being cleaned up. And look what they was doing, right? Had Canelo took that deal, he would have been fighting Spence in September at 164. I mean, 164, 164. So where was that going to leave Bud? Where was that going to leave Bud? But hey, what do I know? What do I know? This is just my creative content flow this morning. The source experience. The vibes. Killing two birds with one stone. That is the new format, the new flood. But boxing fans, we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok by the PBC, by Team Spence, by Tom Brown. It's all a hoax. It was all a charade. They never wanted to give Bud Crawford the fight. They're not confident in that fight. They want Earl Spence to be the sacrificial lamb for Canelo Alvarez. That's what they want to be, sacrificial lamb for Alvarez. Let's just wait to see what the future holds. The so-called biggest fight in boxing is still on the table, right? Spence and Crawford. That's what the build-up has been, right? Let's just see what happens, man. This is the source experience. See, we give it to you raw and uncut. We give you the evidence. The narratives that have been pushed and pushed. And see, we sit back and just watch it all, observe it all, and then we come with the sauce. come with the sauce. Said he wants to dump on me over here. So I get over here, I'll take the headset off, turn this loud ass machine off, and y'all can hear me a little better. This is probably going to be a very, very long day. I'm going to tell you why. One of the other sweepers is down. He can't dump. So now I'm only going to have one sweeper dumping on me. Do you know how long that is going to take to load my truck? All right. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm here. Y'all probably can hear me better now. It's loud. Machine is off. Yeah, I put the link in. Yes, I got the link up, you know. Feel free to tap in. You know, last night I was at the gym working on a couple of things. You know, guys got in some good rounds, seen some good action. Working with the lens, you know, the lens. Yes, the lens. That's why, and I got a new format that I'm doing too. I notice a lot of guys, that's what they do, right? And that's the type of time that I'm going to be on now with it. I'm going to continue to at night just run a stream when I'm asleep, you know. Run the numbers up. That's what they say. Run the numbers up. So that's what I'm doing. So when I wake up in the morning and I see the comments and guys be like, "Oh, no sound, no sound." Yeah, because I'm not on. What I'm merely doing is logging in the hours now. Logging in the hours. You know, that's it. Like right now, I'm on. You know, and that's how I said I'm going to start flipping it. You know, working it like that. You know, come on when it's convenient for me. See, right now I'm getting paid. So it's like, all right, cool. You know? And I got, like I said, I got other things going on too. So it's like they give y'all an hour when I can actually put that hour to perfecting the craft, whether photography, working with my kids, my daughters, grooming them for the transition that they're about to, you know, go through. Yes, I'm gonna see if I can find that, if I can get that picture up. Let me see. Nah, probably can't get it up on here. Man, I would have loved to use it. I would have loved to have used it, man. Man, I would have loved. Let me see. Maybe I can. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me take off. Let me delete this one. 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 All right. So now it might work. Let me see. It should work now. Let's get it up. There we go. Oh, perfect. 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 Look, see, I'm learning the game. Yes. You see the checklist. right? All the right things are being said on social media, right? All the right things are being said on social media, but yet the actions don't show that. But look at Bud. That's a big ass bass right there. He has the big fish, you know, and that's what he wants. So what is the holdup now, though? That's what we have to ask ourselves, man. That's what we have to ask ourselves. I got some real authentic tacos, man. Real Mexican tacos, Mexican style. See, one thing about New York, we have a strong Mexican population. Yesterday was their holiday. My kids wanted tacos, you know. We have a lot of Spanish friends. So we went out. We got some authentic, real authentic tacos. Now, I gotta try the tacos in LA. I hear LA has great Mexican tacos as well. But let me say this. New York, good. Texas, good. I had tacos in Texas, great authentic Mexican tacos. Sipping on my water. But yeah, look, you see I changed the artwork up? I'm gonna leave this up there. Now, are they gonna make the fight? Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I've been said it years ago. And I had my reasons why. I had my reasons why. And I stand on that, man. I stand on it. Because anytime, right, you would bring up Bud Crawford's name, you would see the it was like a weird vibe, right? And I would always wonder why, right? Why? Why is it like why does it get weird when you talk about Bud? Is the confidence not there? Or is the confidence not there? Well, you gotta remember this too, right? If you pay attention, they never wanted to play with Bud, man. And I say they, I'm talking about that whole movement over there. Because remember, the narrative was get a belt. I can remember interviewing Keith Thurman many, many years ago. You know, they always was like Bud never did nothing in the welterweight division. This is when he was still undisputed at 140. And he was talking about going up to 147 and wanting to fight all the best guys over there. And they was like he's unproven at 147, which he was at the time. But then he went up there 147 and he stopped Jeff Horn and became a champion, right? So that's what they said. Get a belt. He got a belt. What did they do? They played amongst each other, you know, and they used that. They used that. Oh, I want to take care of everything I got to take care of over here, and that's what was done, right? But along the way of doing that, Bud was itching closer and closer. So they was desperate, right? They was desperate. They sent out Sean Porter, right? Because remember, Bud clipped off Cal Brook, and they was like, the narrative was he was a shell of the fighter he was, this, that, yada, 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 all kind, goalpost moving. Then uh Sean Porter was the mandatory at WBO. First the fight, you know, uh, it was a whole bunch of, he don't want to fight his friend, yada, yada, yada. So they was able to, you know, try to make it seem like, oh, see, He doesn't fight the type of opposition to level. Wow, that fight got made. Bud stopped him. Goalpost gets moved again. His father doing the towel. Sean was on his way to retiring. Yada yada yada. Bud is still undefeated. He took out a former PBC general, man. Sean Porter's a general, man. Whether they want to admit it or not, Sean Porter is a two-time welterweight champion. He won the IBF that he lost to Carl Brook. He won the WBC that he eventually lost to Earl Spence. But he is a two-time welterweight champion who was put into retirement, stopped his last fight against Bud Crawford. Now, some people say, had he not got dropped by Earl Spence, that fight might have been a draw, or he might have even won it. You know, you got the naysayers that come out and say that he was beating Bud, but the judges' scorecards doesn't show that. But you know, you got the naysayers say that he was beating Bud. But one thing I can say about Bud, right? He was up on all the judges' scorecards, but when his corner told him that he was losing the fight, he went up to another gear, and that's subsequently when he dropped him twice, and the fight was stopped. These are all facts. These are all facts. Now, if you go off of each fighter's last performance, Bud in November of 20, was it 2021, right? Because we're in 2022 now. Bud fought in November of 2021, I think. Spence just fought in April of 2022. There's no obstacles right now. Shout out to World Combat Sports. There is no obstacles. The only obstacle is that, like I said, Tom Brown, Team Spence, even Earl himself, they're not confident, man. They are not confident. They're more confident with him going up and fighting a super middleweight. A super middleweight. You know why? Because see, if he goes up and fights a super middleweight and loses, oh, he dared to be great. He won up 3 weight divisions. You know, big payday, right? But he won up 3 divisions and he lost to a bigger man. He lost to the face in boxing. Now, the latter, he fights Bud Crawford for undisputed, and he loses. And he loses to Bud Crawford. Their whole narrative, their whole pitch about the best fighters being on that side of the street is just tossed out the window. Tossed. Because here it is. If Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence, who ran the gauntlet, right? Shout out to World Combat Sports in the building. If Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence, right, who ran the gauntlet of the PBC, what is the narrative now? So, yes, I don't think the confidence is there with Tom Brown, who was the matchmaker, and the matchmakers are the ones who make the fights. So he must see something that he's not confident in. And we all know Earl, you know, he tells us one thing on Twitter and social media, but he's not confident. He came out and said it himself. Why would I go that route when I can go the easier route? Just my thoughts. Shout out to Scotty Ray in the building. What's going on, World Combat?
Good morning, my brother. How you feeling? Sauce Talk Experience. What it do?
Hey, nah, man, just chilling, man. I was just, watching a lot of stuff on social media, YouTube, and this past week, man, with the whole Earl Spence news breaking that they offered him Canelo, well, Canelo him, possibly, in September. That would have been September, because Charlo would have been tomorrow, and then Earl Spence in September. So I was just, speaking on that a little bit, how if that was the move that they was trying to make, were they ever really trying to fight Bud Crawford?
That's a good question, man. Was they ever committed to fighting Bud Crawford? It seems like that would be a no.
Yes,
Because
it does.
if Charlo, like you said, if Charlo would have been fighting this weekend, then guess what? We wouldn't have got no Crawford. I mean, we wouldn't have got no Crawford Spence, because they would have waited to see what happened with the dang Jamal Charlo fight. And then Spence wouldn't have took that Crawford fight. It would have been too tough for him to mess up the bag with Canelo.
Nope, exactly. Exactly.
He
And
just
then
would
you
have
got
waited.
and then you gotta look at it like this too. And I was speaking on this last night too in the gym. If he goes up to 164, is he gonna come back down to 147 to fight
Good
Bud?
question, bro. Good
You know?
question.
We see what happened when uh the man who he took the belt from did something like that. Cal Brook.
Maybe you should have asked these questions around 4:30, 5 o'clock, when people, having brunch, and you know what I'm saying, so they can really understand what the sauce is. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the people would have frowned up and say, it would have been more people jumping in your chat.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
what are
no.
you saying? What are you saying? It's all about business. Okay, what
Yeah.
is it? It's all about legacy. It's all about business. Which one is it, man?
Yeah. Which one is it? But if it's about business, right? I'm glad you brought that up too, Scotty. It's about business. The biggest fight in boxing, according to the YTC, according to social media, according to different YouTube communities, different Facebook boxing group, is Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. So that's big business, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand. What's the holdup now? That's the
It,
biggest fight in boxing, the 5-year buildup.
man, it just seems like someone's being selfish behind the scenes that has control of making the decisions. You know who that person may be at PBC that makes all the calls. You know what I'm saying? The shaker, the mover himself, because it seems like he don't want to put that investment in the Spence and Crawford, but he'll rather put that into a Mexican fighter that's top pound for pound. And it seems like he's trying to give his black fighters an opportunity for them to get paid, but more so him to get paid too. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So why can't you offer that amount of money to what you said, one of the biggest fights in boxing? People saying it's Errol Spence and Crawford, but they trying to give the big money to one person,
that's
to
it.
one fucking person, dog.
Yeah,
Where's all
I,
the black history? Like,
yeah.
come on,
I
man.
said that early. They wanna make the black fighters over there, and I'm saying this in a nice professional manner, the sacrificial lamb for Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're willing to sacrifice their roster for Canelo, but yet they have big fights over there that could be made, and Canelo even throws that in their face. He threw it in their face. Why don't you guys fight each other? Why doesn't Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight? Give the fans what they want. Canelo has stated this.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like, why can't they make these fights?
It just seems like, okay, um, what's his name said it best. It was a writer, and he pretty much said kudos to Eddie Reynoso for aligning or setting up Canelo to take the low risk, high reward fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he said kudos to him for being able to mastermind the low risk, high reward fights. And we're talking about Charlo stepping in there with Canelo Alvarez. It's not too many people up here, standing on their square and saying that Charlo has a chance with Canelo. No one.
Nah.
It just seems like a cash out, a paycheck. His
It
brother
is.
already, his brother already has a loss, and Charlo's gonna pick up a loss. Jamal Charlo, and then with Spence, 55 million, 10 million more than Mal Charlo. Um, I don't know. And then for Spence to move up 2.5 weight classes, it doesn't make any sense, brother. Like it don't make any sense to me, man.
Nah, at all. And especially when he's on the cups of completing something. Completing
Yeah,
something.
something that he said. You know, he put it out there. That was his declaration that he wanted to unify the welterweight division. That was
Yeah.
him talking that.
Yeah. So all that it just got me looking at them just like I'm dumbfounded. It's like, bro, you just called this man out, right? Yeah, you called the man out after you won your fight that you was coming for his belt. But when this news broke, were you ever really truly gonna come for his belt? Had Canelo took that PBC deal, were you ever going to come for his belt?
It's some buffoonery going on, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's some
Yeah,
deceit going on. It's some deceit going on because
yeah.
boxing is good for deceiving people.
Ah, man, that's what
But
I said, before you got on, right? I said we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, man.
Mhm.
Hoodwinked and bamboozled, man. 'Cause you got just imagine Canelo took the PBC offer. It would have been Charlo tomorrow.
it would have
And
been
if you
Charlo, and then the narrative on the from the party planners on YouTube, they would have been saying, well, you know, Spence is finally going. They wouldn't even be talking about Crawford.
no,
They would
no,
say, guess what he did? He was able to get the biggest fight in boxing. It's not
yeah,
Crawford anymore. It's just
no,
changed. It's Canelo versus Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? They would have stopped talking about Crawford and they would have been talking about a damn Canelo versus Spence fight.
yeah. Now we got a little taste of that this week when they leaked out that information.
Yeah.
We got a taste of that this week. A lot of the narrative shifted.
The
It was
Canelo
no more
chase.
about Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. It was Canelo ducking Spence. That's a big mega fight. Meanwhile, this man has a mega fight that's been built up for 5 years for undisputed, which is history.
Man, history. Can you imagine all the man hours? Let me start out with the man seconds, the man minutes and hours and days and months has been put in to talk about Spence Crawford. And then all of a sudden, Tom Brown want to drop information on fight week. The details. Who requested the details? Showtime. Who? Did you request the
Nah,
details? I didn't request the details.
nah, at all. I don't even think old media did, but that was just a media trick, to put that out there, to get the speculation and the talk shifting, because it's like one thing about the boxing fans and the boxing bloggers and boxing media, they love the narratives. So anytime you can switch up a narrative and create a whole nother storyline that's going to shift the energy from which actually is in front of us, undisputed welterweight match, they went with it.
Dang. Man, it's
But
like I thought I thought pretty much where we placed the compass, it was in the direction of after we're talking about after he won the belt with Dina Zugas. I thought the media compass is directly in the direction that we wanted. And we had full steam ahead to talk about Spence motherfucking Crawford. And then all the damn magicians come out. David Copperfield, David Blaine, everybody start doing this hocus pocus shit again. What you thought was out there isn't. Guess what? Tom Brown want to drop details. I thought we was totally focused on Crawford Spence now.
oh
And
man,
then we come up here and people are talking about ducks.
yeah,
Did you touch on that yet? Did you
uh,
touch on the duck situation, dog?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They talking about Canelo ducking Maul Charlo and Errol Spence. Are you kidding me?
yeah, man. That's sad. I think I did a little video on that, and I titled it "A Guy Fighting Light Heavyweights Wanting to Fight Usyk is Ducking a Welterweight." It's ducking a welterweight, man. This man's about to fight another light heavyweight, and then he put it out there that he's willing to fight a heavyweight, but yet
Don't forget a light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, champion. Yeah, that's too. But Bivol don't get no credit, so it is what it is. But yet the narrative is that he is ducking a welterweight. He's ducking a welterweight, man.
That's insane, man.
He's
For
ducking
real.
a
That's insane.
yeah.
That's
And
insane that narrative would be pushed out there so quickly after we was just talking about the tweet that went out about, Errol Spence saying he gonna beat Crawford ass and all that. And all of a sudden shit changed at the blink of an eye. Now we talking about, Canelo ducking a welterweight and a middleweight who really haven't shown any signs of being that dangerous for the boxing community to even consider Canelo to pay attention to them. They haven't.
at all. At all. And they
Marcelo
haven't,
whining. He don't even want to move up to 68. He's closer to
man.
60 than Spence.
The only thing Charlo can say is, at least in his defense, right? He campaigned at 2 weight classes and held titles at 2 weight classes.
Okay,
I'll give him
he
I'll give
did.
him that. I'll give him that argument. But Canelo has marched through 54, 60, 68, 75. Like, come on, it's levels, man. It's levels. And then to have the audacity to say that a man that has marched through 54, 60, 68, 75 is ducking and running from a man that's only been in 47. And another guy, like I said, he been in 54 and 60, but he's scared to touch 68.
Scared. He's coming up with other stipulations. He's putting self stipulations, on the docket. Well,
Yeah,
David Benavidez, he should be heavyweight.
yeah. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Fight guys your size. What? He's 168. What are you talking about?
I'm
What are you
really,
talking?
I'm really a 160 pounder. David Benavidez, he's just too big for the division. I'm like, man,
Man, come on, man. Mike Tyson, shout out to Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson exposed him, man. The
exposed him
Mexican,
bad, didn't
the
he?
Mexican monster. And then it didn't hurt. It didn't really help his claim to fame when they met up at the Spence Ugas fight,
Yeah.
and David
Uh-huh.
pushed him, and he ran behind a security guard. Like that didn't help him either, man.
They know
That,
what them Benavidez about. What was Jose? I'm pretty sure his brother was somewhere around the scene too.
yeah, that didn't help him, man. That didn't help him. Now, if I bet you if that was a guy with a media press on, and he bumped into him, not
Oh
even
man,
pushed him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
if he bumped into him, not even pushed him, Charlo would have knocked his phone out of his hand and flared up. But yet, when a prize fighter pushed him, he ran behind the security. It just gave me the flashback of when what's the name smacked his brother and he put his drink down. So it's like, yo,
yeah, Jared Hurd.
yeah, when you are confronted by a fellow warrior, professional prize fighter warrior with aggression, you turn into a cowardly lion.
Yeah, man.
But when you are confronted by a fan, a media member, quote unquote, a troll, you turn into raw, the lion of the jungle. Well, where is that energy at when you are confronted by a fellow warrior?
Yeah.
Man, this dude got
Look, this dude,
pushed.
that's twice. Twice Jamal Charlo has retreated to the cowardly line.
Yes,
You had that one where you said Jerry Hurd, he put his drink down nice and soft. And you know what I'm
yes,
saying? He stood back up, took his time, and whatever he said to Jerry Hurd didn't make any, didn't do anything to stop the process. And Jerry Hurd reached around him and slapped his brother Mel. But
yeah,
then in this situation, he's face to face with a dude that's sort of in his weight class because he's probably weighing 168
yeah,
at that time. Mal Charlo, come on now, he wasn't no fight weight, so they're around the same weight. Or David Benavidez could have been bigger, but the point remains is that he'll be quick to jump on media members, cuss them out, and try to get their credentials restricted and never want to give you any press play. But yet the people he competing in the ring with, he want to retreat back behind his security, man, and talk that talk, man, like a good little kid.
Yeah, yeah. He ran behind the fence. He ran in his yard behind the fence and said, "Nan and the poo poo, nan and the poo poo." Like, come on, man. Get out of here, man. You talk all that tough stuff, and you get confronted by one of your fellow warriors, and you don't have the same energy.
Man, I have a clip, man. I haven't even posted up there. I'm just waiting for the right time. That Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Man, I'm gonna play that shit with the lion skipping down the yellow brick road, man. I'm just waiting for the right time, dog.
Yeah, I remember one of your thumbnails. You had that up with that, man.
Yeah, that was a steal. I'm trying to get this one. I'm looking at. You know, I'm just waiting for the right time because you know at this point in time, Marcello, of course, we still waiting for him to face that killer, that killing Selecki, that killer. And then of course, and then next week, right? Next week we got Mel Charlo.
Yeah, for Undisputed.
Yeah, Mel Charlo next week with Castano for Undisputed. Let's see how that works.
They got a nice promo running with him on Showtime, and he's talking about deep waters. Yeah, I take him into deep waters. I take him
these Texas guys in water, dog. Have you ever seen a line? Have you ever seen a lion and a shark swim next to each other, bro?
Not at all. Not at all, man.
What's up with these deep waters? Did you take Castano into deep waters last time? Yes. Both of y'all was in deep waters, man. Y'all both was on the same inner tube because it ended up a draw. So what's the problem?
Yeah, last time I checked, and I watched National Geographic. When them lions even attempt to get in that water, them crocodiles be tearing their asses up, man. I don't know, man.
Those crocodiles be tearing their ass up at the water line, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Last time I checked, lions don't like deep waters, let alone shallow waters, man. Because them crocodiles don't be playing with them over there, man.
Hey, that's a good point because you notice when them gazelles or them buffaloes they run into the water, them lions just stay on the outside and wait.
Oh, yeah, they just watch. Yeah, they just watch. They just watch, man. Crocodiles be controlling the waters, man. So when I heard him talk that deep waters, I was like, man. So now you a fish, huh? You just dropped your whole line, Monica. You just turned into a fish now.
I think next week, man, it's gonna do a lot for the narratives, man. I'm telling you, I'm not wishing anything maliciously, you know, as far as the outcome of the fight. I'm not going for Charlo in this fight. I don't feel when people hop in my chat and say, regardless, go for the brother. No, it ain't no regardless. Because these same brothers who are competing on their high level, they're destroying. They don't give a fuck about what you're doing. They're trying to destroy everything you built up. It don't have anything to do with color. They're trying to break down and sever all ties that you have to access the media at these promotions. Fuck them, man.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Forget all that, man.
That's how you know, like boxing fans are just desperate for acceptance. It's like how can you support a fighter who has come out and pretty much disrespected his own fan base, disrespected his fan base, calling people poor and this, that. Like, come on, these same poor people are the ones that's buying your merch. Are the ones that are the ones that's supporting your YouTube channel, are the ones that's coming to your fights.
Look, he couldn't think that just because he drove ES News in his vehicle that he was representing the black people. I don't know what that is. Like, come on now, man. That can't be the case, man.
I was watching a panel, and dude was talking about, yeah, we gotta support our black brother. You know, he's trying to make history. Your black brother don't even support you.
Exactly.
He wouldn't even come on your platform. He wouldn't even give you a StreamYard interview, let alone a pressing interview. Like he has to be forced at the media scrum to talk to black media.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna just, if you see him at a fight, because they be at the fights, and you go up to him and you say, I'm such and such from this acceleration. He is going to brush you off. Brush you off. He's not going to give you no interview, but we have to support our black brothers. Come on, man. Gotta make it make sense, man.
Yeah, you can't put a demand on grown ass black men who's been in this game long enough to understand what's right and wrong. We understand what's right and wrong when it comes to the media. We understand when we're being slighted. We understand the slightest notion. Look, just the slightest. We understand that we're being slighted when it
Yep.
comes to these interviews. If we walk up to you and you give us that like just slight hesitation, and you know you kind of give us the vibe that you ain't trying. Okay, we know you don't want to talk, but then the ones who do, they'll give you that Xander Zayas immediate attention.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to interview? Let's go. Boom, you get to drop and keep it moving. But you
That's
know,
it.
you already know from a distance with the Charlos, they don't mess with their own people, man.
Nope. At
Seriously,
all.
just like they said, we don't have friends.
Yeah. But you know what I learned too, covering boxing, right? And building my brand with the interviews and now the photography. And once I really like took this in, and I stood on that. When these fighters are long and gone, and as you see, like I speak on this all the time now, a lot of these fighters that try to shame and blackball and do the little fuckery shit behind the scenes, they on their back nine in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be long gone in the game. And the Source Experience, World Combat Sports, and many others that's on the front line are still going to be in the game. Hopefully they caught that sauce.
Hopefully they caught it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. Like I look at it now, like all you dudes, y'all on the back nine. And not for nothing, real media, real journalists that's been grinding and grinding. It's a whole new crop of fighters coming in. And we have a strong relationship with a handful of them, coaches as well as the fighters. And you guys are on your back nine right now.
And that's all you need, a handful.
Yeah.
You don't need both hands. You need a handful. And then, you know, once that handful, you start cultivating that handful, they start growing. Your media coverage start growing. And then, you know, it brings in others. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because we already know boxing is a network.
it
All of
is.
these boxers know each other.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's a big problem. You get fighters like the Charlos that'll tell other fighters not the F with this media.
Yeah. They all do that. They all do that. They all do that. But see, karma's a motherfucker though. When you do shit like that, like I said, they on their back nine, and in a second they're gonna be out the game. And when they out the game, that's when they're gonna really need the media. The guys that they shitted on. That's when they're gonna need the media. Because I'm pretty sure these same fighters gonna have, try to manage fighters and move fighters and be in the game. And that's when you're gonna need the media. That's when you're gonna need the media to talk to your fighter, to promote your fighter, to market your fighter.
Let me ask you this about the Charlos, man, or even Spence. You know how you talking about them being on the back nine, and when they get to the back nine, now comes into play their alternate post-career employment. What do you see them doing boxing related? Do you see them being a trainer? Do you see them doing any type of association, any type of post-fight employment
Well, I
in
think both
boxing?
they both got promotional companies. I think Earl Spence
Man,
had.
that's just like down here in Atlanta. Everybody's a producer. Everybody
Yeah,
got promotional companies.
I think Earl Spence got like Frank Martin, Brody Brooks. He got a couple of fighters, so I see him moving fighters.
Okay, Floyd had Ishe Smith at one time. Jalen
Yeah,
Love.
yeah,
You
he
know
had
what
a
I'm saying? Badu Jack.
Badu
And should
Jack,
I keep
everybody.
going?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right,
I
man.
mean, I'm
You're
talking
right.
about something that's going to be um
Not, yo,
something that,
a lot of
something
them, I
that's
don't
going to
see
leave an
them.
imprint.
I don't really see them being trainers. You know,
Okay,
I see like Bud Crawford being a trainer if he wants to.
correct, correct.
Because, and I'm gonna explain why I say that because I see him working with the younger fighters. As far as like, you see how he spars Keyshawn Davis, he's sparring Devin Haney,
Yeah,
he's sparring Shakur Stevenson. That's teaching, right
yeah.
there. That's teaching.
Brian Norman,
Yeah,
freaking
yeah. Richard
um,
Hitchison, all these guys.
Richard Richardson, yeah.
He's in the ring with them.
Tiger, what's his name?
Tiger Johnson.
Yeah, Tiger Johnson. Yep, him.
Yeah, but see, like you don't hear about Earl Spence and the Charlos doing that. You know, they got their training camps are like Fort Knox, and it's pretty much
They spar within the asylum, dog. Within the
yeah,
asylum only.
yeah, that's it.
I don't know, man. I'm like, I was just curious about what, because everybody, their mama got promotional companies. It's just all about. I mean, look at Floyd. Floyd had a promotional company, but I'm just trying to find out what they're going to be able to
I just
have or any type
I,
of post
I,
fight business that's associated with boxing.
man, I don't know, man. A lot of them, hopefully they like I said, they have Uncle Al. Al is a financial investor, so maybe they don't might not need to be in boxing. They'll do other things. They'll probably have real estate, other things.
Okay.
But I do see Bud being a coach. Um,
Yeah.
I see him making that transition if he chooses to. Cause
Yeah.
he's a gym guy. You can look at him from covering the sport and being around it. You know the actual gym guys, man. That even when they're done, they're gonna be in the gym. They're gonna be watching the kids and giving out pointers and stuff like that. You can see it in them. You can just see
I
it
can
in
see
them.
that. I can see that.
You know,
Especially go ahead.
and he got it already set up where um they got the B&B gym.
Boxing
They got,
Academy, yep.
yeah. So it's like he's pretty much set up, man. Them other guys, I think they'll probably start podcasters and shit. They'll be like Sean Porter, you know.
I don't think they can run a podcast, bro. They're not
Yeah,
they're not user friendly enough to interact with with other
with the
human
people.
beings, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what they
That's a,
gonna talk about? Themselves. Don't nobody want to hear about that. And then we
yeah,
don't want to hear you be extremely biased just for fighters out of Texas either.
yeah.
You know, how you gonna run a podcast though? Like you don't have the personality to do it. But as we know, when you get older, people change. It's a lot that can happen between now and then. You never know, man. He might change and he'd be able to communicate with people. But time
Yeah.
somebody get in the chat and say something that he's not in agreement with, fucking block that motherfucker, block that nigga. Get that nigga out of here. Fuck him.
Man, they do that now, man. They do that now on Instagram and all other stuff. You know. Yeah. Hopefully, they, like you said, they change. People change. People change.
It's I said the official hashtag, man. It ain't clout chasing no more. It's Canelo chasing. When it comes to
Yeah.
boxing, it's Canelo chasing, bro.
Good.
You have all three of the big names in Texas, Canelo chasing.
Oh
We have
man.
Jamal, and freaking Errol Spence,
Yeah.
Canelo chasing.
That was a bad look this week, man. Because the narrative's been that like these guys are superstars, man. And I said that's like, if I'm a star, I don't need to chase another star. Because I'm in the galaxy too. I'm a star. These dudes, you would think these dudes ain't stars, man. How they all just line up and throw their stuff at Canelo.
They don't,
Canelo
man.
chasing. Canelo chasing. Like
They
they
feel like
don't.
they desperate to be in his good graces, and it just makes us. It just make the black fighters look bad chasing Now that Floyd is on the outside, so to speak. It's just like, why can't you establish your prominence?
Yeah,
Why? You can establish your prominence, man. All it takes is selection. Get in there and take risks. Do well when you take risks. Shit, I mean, come on, man. Look at Canelo. Canelo get mad respect for facing Floyd and got his ass whooped, and
yeah,
now, you know, that's his bread and butter. They
yeah.
respect him because he did step in there with Floyd Mayweather and lost, but yet now he's such high on the food chain is that everybody coming him for handouts.
Oh
Come on, just
man,
give me a payday, payday, payday.
yeah. They be looking for the scraps off his table, man.
They do, man.
They be looking for the scraps, man. Canelo will get a whole chicken. They just be looking for a little wing. You know what I'm saying? They be looking for that wing. Like, yo, you gonna finish that? You gonna eat your cornbread? Yeah, they just be looking for a little piece. You know? I'm telling you, man. It's like, damn, you guys can
You
make
gonna
your
eat
own
your
food, man.
cornbread?
Yeah. I'm telling, like, yo, they don't understand, right? They all running and chasing after Canelo, right? If Charlo is successful Saturday, right? And him and Earl Spence fight each other, that's a big fight. They can make money.
Nah, that's a huge fight.
Yeah, they can make money. Like, come on, like,
That's a huge bag, man.
yeah, like, come on, man. But they,
10 million minimal.
yeah,
Minimal.
but they,
If Errol Spence and Charlo was to fight, 10,
yeah,
15 million
yeah,
minimal.
yeah. But they'd rather wait for Canelo Alvarez to get full and throw them a little wing. You want this wing? You hungry? You
Man,
hungry?
I gave the community the plan years ago on how Errol Spence and Charlo can make money. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
told him, I said,
man.
man, all they have to do is he get the belts, let Errol Spence win the first one, and then Charlo the second one. Then you made two fights, and you go on about you want to fight Crawford, fight Crawford.
Man,
But
they go
that
ahead.
fight is huge, man. It's in
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
It's in house, and they can make a whole shitload of money off of it. Plus, cement their legacy. Errol Spence become two division unified and undisputed at 54, and Charlo become two-time undisputed 54.
Yeah, but they killed that. So I'll never fight my brother.
They don't
I'll
want to
never
see
fight
him
her.
fight, man. You just think about it, Showtime. Think about this. Errol Spence will have further advance his accolades more than Dan Jamel Charlo if he does that.
Yeah,
Because Errol Spence will be unified in two divisions, and Charlo haven't even stepped outside 54.
at all. He's not. Yeah, he don't. He's as long as his brother's at 160, he's not even thinking about going to 160.
And that's strange because they act like it's a phobia for them to fight in the same division again. You was
Yeah,
already in the same division at 54. Why is it
yeah.
a phobia for you to move up to 60 where your brother should move his ass? He ain't do shit while he was there. He should move up to 68 and start calling out some people.
Yeah, hey
Move
man,
up to 68 and fight Andre that Mexican monster.
yeah, that Mexican monster got their heart, boy. He's too big.
Too big, man.
He's too big. He's too big.
Hey, and Charlo keep telling you he too big.
Yeah,
Man, he
yeah.
should fight heavyweight. He should be in heavyweight. I'm a petition for him to fight heavyweight.
I know. Rest in peace to Marvin Hagler, man. I know Marvin Hagler is turned over in his grave,
For real,
man.
though.
Turned
Hey,
over.
Marvin is no longer in his grave when it comes to Charlo. No longer in there. His soul is walking around like, nah, I can't do this, man. I gotta take a walk.
Oh my God. He said he is too big. Like, bro, man. Bro. That
I wonder what he
man.
would have said about Tommy Hearns. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just wonder some of these big names that used to fight back then. I just wonder what they would have said about them if they was competing. I don't even think they could have competed back then with these
Nah,
guys
not at
from the
all.
old school.
They would have said it's not fair. He's 6'1". He shouldn't be fighting at 47 or 54. He's 6'1". Look how long his arm reach is. It's not fair. Like, get out of here, man. Yo, shout out to Buddy McGirt, man. Buddy McGirt, when I interviewed him, he said these guys are prima donnas now, man.
Oh, buddy said that. Damn,
Yeah,
dog.
prima donnas, man. Because they get to tell their managers and the promoters who they want to fight and who they don't want to fight. But he said in my day it wasn't like that. If the manager calls you and he said, "Hey, listen, I got this guy right here for you. You want to fight?" If you be like, "Yo, let me think about it," he said. But he said the manager be like, "All right, I'm calling it." Now he's calling Scotty. "Hey, Scotty, I got this fight for you for 60,000." Meanwhile, he told me it was 75,000. He already made 15,000. You want this fight?
Mm-hmm.
He said these guys nowadays are prima donnas, man. Nah, that's a tough fight. I don't want that fight, man. Can you find somebody else? They went to
Maybe
somebody.
you for us or against us, bro. You for us or against us. Dang, man. Learn how the system works.
Yeah,
We're trying to build up our record, man. You giving us this tough competition. You for us or against us.
that's how Charlo got selected. He said, "Man, you can't find another guy, man. You can't find another guy." All right, man. We give you Selecki. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'll take him.
Even
Selecki.
even Charlo fighting Gennady, if he would have pushed the Gennady fight,
Yeah, man. Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
it would have elevated his status, with the
Yeah.
boxing community.
Yeah,
They would have said, "God
yeah,
damn, he went in there with Gennady." Okay,
yeah, he gonna go after Gennady after Canelo bust him
Canelo.
up again. Yeah.
Yeah,
After
Canelo.
After
We
Canelo
tracking.
break
We
him up.
tracking. Yeah, we tracking. Yeah, we
uh,
tracking.
after Canelo break him up again in September, then he's damaged goods and he's old. They had to go after him.
Hey
He's
man, I want to give a shout out to this guy I saw on Facebook, man. Um, his name's Shalon Jones. He was taking pictures of in the ring access for those of you media who doesn't multitask. Check out Shalom in the ring media experience. You know what I'm saying? He is now behind the camera taking pictures of those pupils and those boxing pupils, man. Good shit, bro. Good
yeah, well,
shit, bro. That's what I'm
appreciate
talking
that.
about.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what I'm
Appreciate
talking about.
it. Yeah,
That's
appreciate
what I'm talking about.
it.
Yeah. Putting
Yeah,
posts out there with that eight frames in that joint, man. 7 frames. Getting your people exposure out there, man. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. I
Man,
got
y'all
more.
sleeping.
Yeah, I got more to upload too. I just put a little bit out, man. I learned that from you too. Like stretch it out. I got a
Yeah,
whole
they all
bunch.
get stuck in the timeline. Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta time release that shit.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? Just let it sit out there, flow, and then release some more. People be like, God damn, it make it look more than what it is.
yeah,
That's good shit, man. You putting these guys out here on the spot, and the clarity of them is getting way better. That
yeah,
shit is
yeah.
on point, man. The
Yeah,
ISO, the ISO is just about right. You don't want it too bright. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then I see you adjusted the shutter speed because
yeah,
the gloves are getting clearer on the punch.
yeah, yeah. Now you told me about that. I was playing
The no
around with it.
blur,
Yeah, I was playing around with
Operation No Blur.
it. Yeah, I was playing around with it. You know, it's all about practice.
Operation No Blur is in full effect.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all about
they don't know, man. Keep on dropping the shutter on them, man, because man, that shit came out of nowhere. Now they be like, God damn, that dude taking pictures. Man, I'm telling you, man, that camera's a whole nother entity to the time capsule, man. A whole
yeah,
nother entity, man.
yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And the pictures, man. The pictures. I like doing the pictures more than the videos now because
Yeah,
the pictures is a story in itself.
the picture's a story in itself, and people can't really predict what's the story's about in the picture. They just look
Yeah,
at the picture. They don't know they can come up with 10 different stories. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But only the photographer knows how the story played out.
yeah,
And then with a picture, right, with a camera, you mobile. You don't have to remain stationary for a long time. You
Nah.
set the motherfucker, boom, 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 boom. You get it, keep it moving. Another picture.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. What? Well, you using 118-35? What, you using the kit lens, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The one that
Okay.
came with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And
So we're
I
gonna
and
have
I've
to
been
we're gonna
doing
have to somewhere down the line. I'm gonna have to see, because they be
I've
having
been
all these
and I've been doing what you was telling me too with the wheel well.
yeah.
Focusing it in, getting it lined up in that box where I wanted at, you know, and then capturing it. Yep.
Yeah, in some cases, you can go in your your menu and oh no. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Now I say, is your camera touchscreen on the back or no?
No, no, no. Uh-uh.
Okay. So you can still go in menu, and
Yeah.
sometimes like you can access facial tracking.
Mm.
And wherever it comes up on a face, whoever you on, it's gonna direct, focus on that face of that person that's in there. And
Yeah.
you can take your page. It'll help you out with your your AF, your automatic focus.
Automatic focus.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll help you out with that because it's tracking. It track nothing but faces.
Okay.
So when you zoom in on this particular face or whatever, you can just take your picture. It's gonna zoom in right on those faces. Boom, you take the picture. Whereas if you don't have, I don't use facial tracking all the time, especially doing video because it chops up your video. But when I'm taking pictures, man, most of the time I don't use facial tracking. But if I'm in a room where people moving and I just want to try to get this person, that person, yeah, it helps out pretty good though.
Yeah. Them Canons, man. They nice cameras, man. I should have made that investment a long time ago, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that cameraman opens up a whole nother field of media cultivation because you're growing different shit. Them pictures can travel way outside. You know what I'm saying? They can travel all over. A video can too, but a picture size is way different than an MPV size.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yep.
just can't
Yeah.
send a video out there because of the size of it, the file size. But a picture, you can drop that shit in the damn attachment and send
Yeah.
and get it over
Yeah.
with. Yeah, shout out to you, man. Good job, man. Great work.
Appreciate it, man. I'm just getting ready
Work.
for them fight weeks, man. I took all them notes in that you told me about where to position myself for the shoots, for the weigh-ins and
Oh
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I can't wait to get a some exposure to that now.
Man, don't show up to a weigh in and get that center pick, dog. You're gonna kill the game, dog. Don't do it. Tell 'em. They go, excuse me, is Evan in? Evan, hello? What is that guy doing up there in the center? Who authorized that? Who?
Yeah, I
Come
got I
on,
got a little
Evan. Watch who you give access to, Evan. Watch who you give access to.
I got a little taste, but I wasn't as nice as I'm getting now at the Amanda Soriano joint.
Yeah.
But man, the more I go to the gym with the kids and play around and be perfecting, it just helps me. So
Yeah, yeah, that's
you
the way
know,
it is. The more you shoot, the more adjustments you make, and the more you start zooming, getting your shit dialed in. It's called creative exposure. Remember that. Every
yeah,
time that you step into a new environment, you create an exposure. Creating exposure is the ISO, the aperture, and the shutter speed. That's creative exposure. And then, of course, you shooting on automatic AWB, right?
yeah,
White balance. Yeah.
yep,
So even sometimes you have other settings that you can shoot on flash, not the manual flash at the top of your camera, but the flash in the settings or areas that are shady. um It'll allow the lens to take in more light, so you can put it on shade because you're shooting in the shade. It'll brighten up your pictures. You shooting in the sunlight, you can put sunlight. and it'll kind of dim the ISO and kind of, without you moving off too much, it'll kind of set your ISO a little bit. But yeah, man, creative exposure, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what
man.
pictures are all about.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Cause when you after you take the pictures and you start uploading them into the computer and you run through all your different shots and you just see me like, wow, man, look at that one.
Yep.
Look at that one. And I surprised myself with the one when I caught last night where he slipped the punch. I was like, damn, I caught that. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, when he slipped the punch when he was bent over, and the
Yeah,
punch
yeah.
was on his back a little bit. Yep, yep.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I caught that. Damn. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, all right. I was like, all right, I like this. I wish it
Who
would have
was
been
that? Who
more
was that
sport.
fight in the white? Was that
That was
Molly?
nah, that was Jacob Spence.
Oh, Jacob Spence. Okay. What
Yeah,
was he? An amateur pro?
amateur. He's an amateur. He's
Oh,
16. He's fighting in
okay.
the Ring Masters.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught that. Though. I was like, damn, all right. Let me find out, man. Let me find out the source. The source stills is coming together, man.
I mean, you caught two. You caught two. One with old boy was throwing that left cross,
Yeah,
and the guy and the boxer in the red shorts slipped it to his right.
yeah. I got
And
I got
then
I got another one I'm gonna post probably today or tomorrow where I caught him throwing a perfect jab. You see the kid eat the jab, you see his face, it came out so good. I was gonna throw that one out there yesterday, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna save this one. I was thinking like you. I said, I'm saving this one right here. This is the crumb de la crumb right here.
yeah, when that glove is planted on their face, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, from that jab full extension. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I caught one of those too yesterday. I was like, all right. I was like, all right. I was having some fun. Yesterday I was feeling good in there, man. I don't know if it was because it was the end of the week, and I know the work week is almost over. But I was just on my A game a little bit yesterday in there.
Oh yeah. And then it's funny you shooting over the top rope.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, Sometimes whenever you got time to spare, shoot through the ropes,
Okay.
because through the ropes is gonna give you a broader view of the guys that's in the ring. Like,
Okay.
let's say you can take 3 steps back and you can aim your camera lens at their head, but yet the entire frame is going to catch them inside the ring.
The whole ring.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, inside the ring, like they actually in the boxing ring. But I did the same thing. I shooting over the dang top rope all the time. I even did it in a fight, but it just sometimes you want to get a different look when you
Different
get the
angle.
fighter through the ropes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot tougher, because you have to then shoot through the ropes or whatever and get that different angle. But
Yeah.
you just work your way, man. It's still, man. These some damn good pictures, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Appreciate
these guys can snatch these pictures off and put them on their own page and shit,
it.
But they're gonna
Yeah.
have to snatch them off with this goddamn watermark on that bitch.
That watermark on it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How can I crop this out? God damn it! It's not enough room.
Yeah.
You saw what I've been doing with mine lately. I've been putting my shit in the middle and dropping the opacity on it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
dropping opacity on it, so that shit is just like there. But initially, when you glance at it, you can't see it. But you really look at it, it's there. Yeah,
It's
that's
there.
what the professionals do, man. They put their shit damn near in the middle, and they got damn drop the opacity, make that shit almost transparent. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. You're right. That's what the all the pictures from the Nationals was like that. The
Mm-hmm.
whoever was the photographer they used for the Nationals, he got his watermark right center.
They got it center because cats be cropping out your hard work.
Yeah, yeah, he got it straight centered. So it's
And
like
I've been knowing that, and I never did. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start now dropping opacity on my shit, and I'm gonna put that stuff in the middle. And the reason why you drop the opacity so it won't take away from the shot.
the picture. Yeah,
Yeah, you still want the picture to grab the attention of the viewer, but you want them to look and say, "Oh shit, his watermark right there in the middle." Okay, I ain't see that.
Yeah, yeah, because them pictures you took last weekend at Shakur's fight week, man, especially the weigh-ins, man. I was like, damn, combat is yo. You had Troy Isley. I can yo, he's fighting on that card June 18th. He got a quick turnaround.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's on that card, man. Them shots that you got of him at the weigh-in, man, you had him looking like an action figure for real, man.
But he was chiseled though, man. He was in
Oh,
great shape, bro.
yeah, you see he look like a fitness model. You
Yeah,
see the
he was
definition,
in
like
great
damn,
shape. I was like, dude, is man like he about to compete on men's physique or something. Dude was
yeah,
shredded.
yeah. He was cut good, man. He was cut good, and I'm glad he's on that card, man.
That's a quick turnaround. Woo.
Yeah, yeah. He's on it June
He
18th.
probably he probably rehydrated a little bit, but not too much. And I don't know what they do. Take them cold ice, the shock their body a little bit,
Yeah, the ice,
and then
the
get back
cryo
in the
chambers,
gym.
the cryo
Yeah,
chambers.
yeah, the cryotherapy, the cryo
Yeah.
chamber. Yeah, get back in there, get that recovery. Yep.
I remember Jihad did that. Yo, they be so cold. Like when he was like, what's that Batman character, Mr. Freeze? When he came out, because my daughter hugged him and touched him, yeah, he was like Mr. Freeze, man. That's some real like that thing really like defreezes the body, man.
Oh, for real? Oh, what did
Yeah.
he say? What did he say? Did he tell a difference in the recovery or feeling or
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because normally we was doing the ice baths. Fill the tub up with all the ice and the cold water and dumping all the ice in there and sitting in that for like 15, 20 minutes. But that cryotherapy, man, it's like he said it's technology. You tell the difference big time.
Mm. I think that's a good investment for whoever got it, unless if you had a space for it. The cryotherapy machine,
Oh yeah.
the athletes this day and time, that's pretty much what they use. I mean, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure some of the old school people still dump the ice in there and everything like that. But cryotherapy, you stand up,
that's it.
you get
That's
the treatment, and you step out.
Yeah, man, it's less time. It's less. You don't have to
Yep.
be on in that like the iceberg. You got to sit in there 15, 20 minutes to shock the body because you got to shock the body. Whereas the cryotherapy shocks it in for what 5 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
That intense cold, but it works, man. Because then the next day when you wake up, you don't even feel like you had like that's what Jahaz said. The next day you don't feel like you did a rigorous workout where you broke your body down.
Damn. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, man. So what you got on schedule for the weekend, man?
Well, it's Mother's Day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Definitely be, chilling with the moms. But
Okay.
UFC 274 this weekend, man. You have Charles Oliveira facing Justin Gaethje. Once again, he gets a title shot. He was subbed out by Khabib Nurmagomedov the first time he got a title shot in the UFC, and he gets his
Yeah.
second one, man. Then my girl Thug Rose Namajunas. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? She's facing Carla Esparza. It's gonna be a damn good showing, man. Once again, UFC putting on multiple championships on the fight card. And when Thug Rose on the card, man, people tune in. When
Okay.
Justin Gaethje on the card, people tune in, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
we got
And I want to
Canelo situation, but we also have the UFC 274 too.
yeah, and I want to salute you too, man. Them interviews, man. The Davis brothers, dope work, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Dope,
Man, the
dope,
Davis
dope work.
brothers, they, all three of them, you're gonna catch them two. Guarantee you're gonna catch them together, dog.
Yeah.
Like I'd already seen them when I was eating. When I first got in, I already seen him, but dude that ordered his food, so I'm not gonna get him in the interview and he rushing. You know what I'm saying? So I also I got an interview with Troy Isley too, but at the point he had just left the weigh in, so I was taking consideration that he just left the weigh-in. So I was like, man, I know you eat. And he said, man, you can go ahead and get it. And I was just people walking around and stuff like that. But I get another interview. I'm gonna chop it up, and try to make it worthwhile. But when I see cats leaving the dang weigh-in, I know they trying to get that damn nutrition, rest, chill for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how it be.
I
That's
didn't
how
really
it
get a
be.
chance to see Shakur Stevenson out and about, like that in the casino. You know what I'm saying? They must have came in really behind the scenes, back door. I never saw them roll up through the front. I seen everybody else that rolled in. Nico, I know he rolled in through the front. Troy, Keyshawn, his brothers. But I never seen Shakur Stevenson. I never seen Oscar Valdez.
Yeah. 'Cause, they
I know
probably was at
Oscar Valdez at the damn loop. You know where the fountain at
yeah,
downstairs.
yeah.
That's the fishing. That's the fishing pool right there, dog.
Yeah. That's the trap spot. Yeah. That's where you gonna get the goods at, man.
That's for the people who actually been to the MGM and on the front lines.
Yeah, work the events, yeah. Work the events. That's a fact.
That was people. It was people flooding Oscar, man.
Oh man, he's beloved, man.
They was flooding him, dog.
He's beloved, man. He's beloved, man. But yeah, that was good shit. You got Eddie Reynoso, man. How many people can say they got Eddie Reynoso, man?
Yeah, man. It's no way I was gonna let Eddie Reynoso. And I was locked outside with freaking Robert Garcia. Me and him was chopping it up, right? I didn't even put him on camera.
Man.
Me and him went over to get our credentials at the same time. And you know how you walk back up the stairs and it's no handles on that. So the people, I guess the ones who was working there right at the entrance of the Garden Arena, they was told not to open the doors for anybody.
Wow.
So Rob was like, "Man, open the door, guys. You just see me walk out." I mean, they did. I don't know if they know who he was, but I was right behind him. So he came back up. He said, "Guys, open the door. Come on now, open the door." So I was looking through the door. So I said, "You know what? Let me call somebody to open the door." You know what I'm saying? Let me call somebody to see if they in the casino yet to come open this door. And we literally stayed out there damn near, man, 25 minutes, man.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to go in that hot ass damn heat and walk all around to the front up that hill. So I said, okay, cool. It's a guy walking towards the door now. I guess he going to get his freaking credentials. He opened the door, man. We just walked in and shit.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have Eddie Reynoso out there though.
Oh man, Big Eddie, man. Yeah, listen, man. I don't know if you see my video that I did on that when I was like, man, these dudes need to hire Eddie and his team if they want them big deals, man.
Oh yeah.
Eddie negotiating them big deals, man. Big bucks, no whammies, man.
Big bucks, man. I'm talking about heavy dollars. Heavy dollars, man.
And I say this too, man. Shout out to Team Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. If they are making the so-called man who gives the big checks, give them the big checks. You know what it's shaking for, man. You know what it's shaking.
I see your video. You got here boxing going the gimmicks. AB and Queen Flip is Kevin Samuels dead.
Yeah. I'm on that new wave. I talk a little bit on it, and then I just let it play out the whole night while I'm sleeping.
Oh, okay.
You know?
That's
yeah,
what it is. Okay.
I'm doing like the other guys be doing. I notice a lot of guys do that now. They live stream and run all throughout the night.
True. We know that. Yeah, we see that shit.
But yeah, I was
for a whole week.
I was just referencing that video. I don't know if you've seen it. AB got a video where he was hitting a punching bag. One of the kids showed it to me yesterday in the gym. He's hitting a punching bag, and the Queen's Flip comes in the gym with a shirt off, and AB two pieces them and shit, man. So I'm like, man, come on, man. We doing a comedy thing now, man.
Queen Flip, he's the one that's going around now he's jumped back into what he's been notarized for. What
Yeah,
he's been known for. So he's been doing that, man, like rapid right now, man. He
yeah,
been putting up on everybody with that.
yeah. Yeah, he pulled up on AB and AB two-pieced him.
I wonder how that felt. Was it something serious, or I mean, what we talking, dog?
Yo, listen, you seen the other one I posted, right? Where the dude that does the pranks too, and my man hit him with the body shot and curled him up, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one was real. Like, AB like two-pieced him, but you could tell he didn't really put nothing on it, man. It was like, that's why I say gimmick, man.
Them
But
dead on them straight on body shots like old boy sent. Oh man.
man, yo, that was real. Man, he curled my man over. My man couldn't even get up. He couldn't even get up.
He said it's a prank. Prank,
Yeah,
dog.
he said, it's a prank. It's a prank. He said, man, get out of my gym. Get the hell out of my gym. He hit him with one massive body shot. Just one. Took life out of him.
He ain't never lied, man. Did you do a review on Bivol Canelo? How you think that's gonna play out? You think it's gonna be a legitimate contention, or someone's gonna, look like they received the orders?
I hope Bill don't go out like that, man. Because it has potential to be a good fight, man. It has, he could possibly test Canelo, man. But you never know, man. Money. Listen, man. A lot of these guys never see that type of money fighting Canelo, so the orders could have been put out, man. I just hope it's not another Lawrence Cole. Stop. Just we don't need no more of those, man. We don't need.
I don't want it to be a Chavez Jr., Canelo. I don't want it to be any of those fights where, like Callum Smith, Canelo, where we expected, on paper, it looks great.
Yeah.
Man, when the bell ring, we're like, what? They
Yeah.
fooled us. They bamboozled, hoodwinked us, bro. Dude ain't fighting.
Hoodwinked us, man. Man, nowadays with these big fights, man, and the big name fighters, man, that's what you gotta expect, man. Cause the big name fight, like Canelo's the biggest investment in boxing, man. Biggest investment, man.
And he's fought. Let me see. He fought Caleb Plant last year, didn't he?
November, last
So
September.
last November. So he's getting his first
November.
semester quota. He getting his quota out the way. So he probably fight 2 times this year.
Yeah. May and September.
For damn near 100 million, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 100 million. I think that's what he's getting, 100 million. He's getting 53 for this fight. And I think like 40 something, 47, 45 for the next one.
Wasn't that the same what Tom Brown was talking about?
Yeah, 100 million.
45 for Charlo and 55. I mean,
yeah.
Come on now. I wasn't a genius at math, but goddamn, like,
yeah. And see with like when people don't want to admit it, man, because it hurts them. He's fighting for a belt. He would have fought those guys for what? Just the money?
Just really the money, man.
Yep,
he's fighting Bivol for the title.
He's grabbing a belt, and he's putting himself in position to, if he wants to, go after the winner of Joe Smith, Arthur Beterbiev for undisputed. Whereas if he would have fought,
he would have to fight Beterbiev for undisputed.
Yeah. Arthur. I said his last name wrong.
Yeah,
the one of him and Joe Smith.
The one of 3 belts. He defeat Bivol and defeats Beterbiev. Oh my God! I mean, that WBO title is gonna be sitting over there, gift wrap.
Oh man. Yeah.
That'd be 2 divisions.
Yeah. Just say he does that. What do you think his price range is going to be then, man?
Well, it's he's getting 50 million, 50 plus million right now. You know, his price range might go up to like 60, 70. And who knows, man? It's according to who he's fighting.
Yeah.
Like Canelo might step in the ring one time and he's getting close to 100 million for one fight.
Mm.
If he keeps fucking off the way he's doing and picking up championships, dude might be in the $90 million range,
Yo,
man,
I
for a
was thinking,
PPV fight.
yo, I was thinking, I said, if he fights Usyk, right? They say they do make that fight. I said, he's going to get crazy numbers for that. That's heavyweight boxing.
That's heavyweight boxing, man. That's
They,
heavyweight boxing for
and they
real.
talking about he's ducking a welterweight. Man, that dude is chasing the bag, man.
Ducking a welterweight, there's 2 fights off of accident. Stop, man. Stop with that.
Yeah, that narrative is crazy disrespectful.
But it just goes to show you, the party planners at the YTC, how they come up with ideas and they bring in the clowns. For real. That's what happened, man.
Yeah, well, they do,
Boys
man.
and girls, welcome. Homie the Clown is back.
They do. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. It's entertaining and comical, but then it's like, yo, man, you guys gotta stop this shit, man. You guys are really killing the credibility, man. Like, stop it, man. Because you got some people that tune into that shit and they don't know no better.
No better, bro. That's the whole point. No better.
They
You
don't
got
know
people in the
no
live
better.
chat. No better, bro.
I got a couple of them on my job, man. You know, they love blue blood sports. And anything that blue blood sports says is like law. And they tell me all the time, right? They be like, yo, man, no, yo, yeah, your boy Jihad, he's good, but yo, the blue blood ain't talking about him yet. I'm like, I'm like, I'm
So
like,
the highest range of popularity in the ring is based off if Blue Blood talks about him.
yeah. That's what one of
What if
my
Jahai, who's campaigning at 147, is calling out Errol Spence? Is he gonna get talked about as far as his technique and skill set, or he gonna get talked about like, oh man, he ain't ready.
he ain't ready. Yeah, exactly.
He ain't ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you see how they try to throw Keyshawn Davis under the bus for calling out Tank Davis. Oh, you only got 5 fights. You ain't ready. You only got 5 fights. You're unproven. You gotta prove yourself. But meanwhile, Vasily Lomachenko fought for a world title with second fight.
Second professional fight.
Second
Yep.
professional fight.
And that's
Se-
and hey, you know how it is, man.
yeah.
They always putting out these motivational. They always freaking screenshotting these motivational speeches from these celebrities, right? But then when a boxer actually go out here and dare to be something, you know how the guys say, "We don't need a seat at your table. We
Yeah.
building one."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if I'm not asking for a seat at your table, that means I'm building my own. Then allow somebody to build a fucking table.
That's a fact.
So if Keyshawn want to call out Javante and put it all out there, why not?
Yeah.
Because think about it like this, Shalom. What look what Tio did. Tio
Yeah.
got a championship fight as 15 professional fight, man. Come on,
15.
bro.
Yeah. 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 He dared to be great. He
Is
ran
good
the
for
gauntlet.
Tio,
He
but it
ran
ain't
the
good for
gauntlet.
Keyshawn.
Yeah. He ran the gauntlet,
What
man.
happened if Team Jahai he is 7-0 right now? What happened when he get what 9, 10-0? He start calling out some of the champions at welterweight.
Yeah.
You don't have enough experience. What if he even fight for a secondary belt?
Yeah.
What is the narrative going to be?
Yeah. I know what my coworkers now is gonna be. Yo, Blue Blood Sports ain't talking about him, man. Blue Blood's not talking about him. I was like, dude, man, he's fighting on ESPN. I was like, you're the same guy that came to me and told me you watched him fight on TV, but now that Blue Blood is talking about other things. Yo, man, Blue Blood's not talking about Jihad yet, man.
Man, the more I think about that, it just goes to show you, man, You're right. They don't know better, bro. They don't
Nope.
even follow enough to know that there's that's not the badge of honor right there. If you get spoke about from blue blood, that's not the badge of honor when it comes to boxing.
Nope. It's not.
Because he has his roster of names that he talk about, you know what I'm saying, just like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just say Jahai called out Jaron Ennis. Are they gonna pick Jahai over Ennis? I doubt it.
Yeah. And it's like I was telling my coworker, right? I said a lot of these guys that do the media, right? Not even singling blue blood out. I said they're only talking about fighters that are hot. They're not talking about prospects. You know, I guarantee you, when Jihad is no longer considered a prospect and all that, I bet you he'll be talking about him because then he's gonna get clicks. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna generate money off of Jihad's name.
Yep.
You know, I had to explain that to him. I'm like, yo, dude, they talk about who's gonna generate views for them and stuff.
It's gonna come a time when you know Jihad changed levels. Not so much as far as his performances. It's gonna be his brand and his name. It's gonna
Yeah,
start being put in the company of. The company of is when you change levels, when your name start being placed in the company of the Virgil Ortizes,
yeah,
Jaron Ennis. I don't know how long Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence is gonna be there. Um, Keith Thurman looked like he gonna be around for a minute. You know the Keith Thurmans.
yeah,
You know those rising welterweights is in the game right now. You know,
yeah.
so that's just like Antoine, his last fight. Now they throwing his name when they talk about Regis. They kind of talk about
Yeah.
Antoine. You
He's
know,
fighting. You know,
Catterell.
he's fighting Rance Bartholomew.
Okay,
Yeah.
when is that fight?
Think I thought it was on the Tank Davis
Bartholomew is
undercard.
not a slouch, man.
Yeah. I thought it might have been on the Tank Davis undercard, but I'm not sure. I gotta hit them up and find out. But I know that's his opponent, Rance Bartholomew.
Mm. I call you up offline to tell you. I spoke with. I just talked to you about it. I'm not gonna mention it on here. You know, I spoke with a prominent player at a promotion yesterday. They kind of changed my mind on some shit. You know, because I just had a meeting of the minds with them and see where they're at exactly. Am I doing too much to think that this is what I need to do as media or whatever? But yeah, they gave me some pretty solid insight that I wasn't expecting. So, you know, we got to talk about that, offline though,
Yeah. Okay.
because you know how people be running to the motherfucking
Oh yeah.
intercom system. Attention, attention, attention.
All the time. All the time, man.
WCS has talked bad. He just had credentials over there. He's talking bad. Do not credential this guy again. You know,
Yeah.
somebody asked me why I ain't put up the Shakur Stevenson, um, crowd noise video and stuff like that. I say, I really don't think it's value to me to put that up there because there's so many other videos out there with it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, what is mine gonna do?
Yeah. You want your own content anyway. You got some fire content anyway from that fight week, man. The pictures alone, man. All the participants in that weigh-in, even Nico's, man. I was looking at them all like, man, these shots are like crazy.
You know, I was paying attention to a certain individual that worked for the promotion. I have to talk offline. You know what I'm saying? I say, okay, this
Yeah,
is how it goes down. This is how it works. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And
I
that
told
that was really the first time I implemented what I learned from that individual.
you. Yeah, and I,
I know
I
who he
told
is.
you, I told you that's the wave that I was on last week. I was just watching all the international media, just paying attention to a lot of things, man. It's just taking it all in. like trying to see who's who and who's what media, and you know
Yeah.
who was a PR specialist for this fighter and things like that, man. That's what I was picking up on. You know,
I
who's
heard you
this?
say that they didn't too much bother you on that. That's good. They let you roam.
Yeah, yeah, nah, cause I went there. I looked the part, man. I had on my Poindexter glasses, you know, my clear frames. My equipment is up to par. You know, it wasn't like I was running around with my phone out. You know, like taking pictures and
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? I was looking like Clark Kent in there, like I was working for the Daily Bugle. So I was like, you
Yeah.
know, and then I was with a credible person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the guy I was running around with, snapping pictures for him. You know, he's credible. So it wasn't like I was just some random Joe that snuck through the back door. You know what I'm saying? And just
Mm-hmm.
just got in there.
You're right.
Yeah,
You,
man.
you
It was
gotta you
good.
gotta go with the flow.
Yeah. Yeah, now I learned that, man. You know, you cover enough events, you know how to move around, man. And now it's like, remember before when I was doing it, I was always having a big crew or entourage and shit. Now I'll be solo dolo. If I ain't in there with my kids and trying to get them to work and do interviews and be on the phone, record me doing stuff, I'm solo dolo, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I figure you get more done like that anyway.
Oh
You know?
yeah.
And it's
Hell
a
yeah.
and,
Never
and,
lying on that.
Yeah, and it's a better representation of your brand. Like when you in there with other people and they feel like these other people are affiliated with you and they're not working, they're just in there, you know, doing random stupid stuff. That's a reflection on you, you know? So I learned that too.
For sure, man. I'm gonna dip out, bro.
Yeah, I
You know.
appreciate you. I appreciate you tapping in, man. I'm about to walk over here across the street to the deli and go get me something to eat myself, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll link up, man. Continue to hold it down. And those of you that's tuned in, man, support, Showtime Shaw News, man, the Sauce Experience, man. So, sub and shares content, man, and check him out. I'm out,
Definitely
my brother.
appreciate you, World Combat. Yeah, that was my guy Scotty White on the check-in. Oh man, dope morning sauce. You know. Appreciate everybody listening. Pretty sure the views is gonna be up on this one. Like I said, we was on for an hour and 52 minutes and counting. You know, this was a great sauce experience. I'm going to walk over here and grab me a bite to eat. You know, I got caught up on this sauce and I never went and got my breakfast. But it bees like that sometimes when you're cooking and you're dropping the sauce. And that's what I was doing, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. You know, everybody enjoy your Friday. Um, this is Mother's Day weekend for all the people out there that still have their mothers in their lives. Enjoy that, cherish that. For those that are married and have significant others that are the mothers of your children, definitely do something special for them. Even though every day is Mother's Day, this is their one particular day. And hopefully y'all enjoyed and caught this sauce. And in closing, I'm just going to show you where I'm at. Nah, maybe not. You guys be good. You know the vibes. This has been the Sauce Experience. You know, are they going to make the fight? Will they make the fight? You know the vibes. I holla.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.